Hello students, today we will see next topic of entrepreneurship in the subject business studies. Our topic is steps in setting up an enterprise. How an enterprise is set up, because we know about entrepreneurship now. What is entrepreneurship? What are characteristics of an entrepreneur, and what are characteristics of a successful entrepreneur? And we also know now entrepreneur. So now we will see what are the steps involved in setting up of an enterprise. So first step is selecting the line of business. That means what will be the business line, whether it will be an industry, it will be exchange of goods and services, that is trade, or it will be commerce, that means aids to trade. So after selecting, it has to be decided what will be the product in which the company will deal, or the firm will deal. Who will be the supplier, where from the raw material will be sourced, what kind of technology will be used, what will be the selling price, what will be the cost involved, what is the fixed cost involved. So after considering all these factors, line of business is selected, and then size of the unit is decided, like how much product is to be produced per day or per year or per month. So deciding that, it comes to the size of the plant. What will be the size of the plant? What will be the cost of what kind of size? And depending upon what kind of sizes of the plant will be selected, and after that, what will be the plant size which is feasible and profitable according to the capital available. So after deciding the size of the unit, the form of ownership is decided, whether it will be a sole proprietorship or partnership or a joint stock company or a one person company, and any other formats, so on. So choosing the form of ownership decides how your taxes will be assessed by the government. So it has bearing on the income also, the ultimate income, final income also of a person who is doing business with a motive of profit. So the form of ownership may be decided by understanding the required capital. If the capital involved is very less, then sole proprietorship form can be adopted, because there will be no other person to share the profit. But at the same time, there will be no person to bear the risk and supply the finance. So if much finance is needed, then partnership will be a better option. And if huge capital is required, then there is no other option excepting a joint stock company. So an entrepreneur has to decide the form of ownership. Then comes locating the appropriate site. What will be the site of production or trade, or having an office for commercial services? Appropriate sites may be decided by considering several factors, like whether it will be a production unit or whether it will be a service providing unit, because service providers need their offices in the main locations of cities, but a production unit can be established in far off areas where the prices of land is less, and there huge plots of land can be acquired with less prices, whereas in cities it is difficult to establish a big plant because the land is very costly. So it has to be decided what will be the appropriate site. If it is a factory, then what kind of raw material it will need, and whether the raw material is available near the factory or the market is nearby factory. In these two things one must be nearby, so that one either carriage outward or carriage inward can be saved to some extent. Next thing is financing the proposition. After having the proposition or the idea of a business, one has to decide where from the finance will come. If it is a joint stock company, then what will be the sources? It may be equity share, preference share, or debenture, or long-term loans, or short-term loans from the banks. Which one will be suited to the proposition, and where from the financing will be sourced? It has to be decided. Then comes provision of physical facilities. What will be the physical facilities available in the location, and those kind of facilities will decide what will be the cost and what will be the locations. Then comes plant layout. Plant layout must be made like before setting up anything, like what will be the uh, line of machinery, or what will be the arrangement of machinery, so that cost may be reduced and the effort of labor is also may also be reduced, so that cost ultimately will go down. And then comes internal organizations. Internal organizations means how the organization of the firm or a company will be, like how many managers will be there, over how many laborers, how many supervisors will be there, what will be the power of supervisors and overseers and managers, what will be the facilities given to them, duties and their rights, and also the responsibilities they will bear. So it has to be decided. Then comes acquiring the required human resource, like what will be the required human resource, maybe skilled or unskilled, but how will it be sourced? That is a question. Whether an agency will be used, or the advertisement will be given, or any personal source will be uh, looked into for having human resource of the required nature. And compliance with statutory requirements has to be seen, whether the business is legal or the business is according to law of the land. It has to be seen. In any country you have to see whether this business and all the things we are doing are um, uh, uh, according to the law or not. And it is our responsibility to check, because in every first line of the law of a country it is written that knowing the law of the land is your responsibility, and not uh, the country, that it will let you know the law. This is not the way of working. So you have to know whether your uh, legal compliances are done or not. Then comes launching the enterprise, and at last, after seeing all the things, we decide to launch the enterprise. Now your enterprise is ready to launch, and now all the plans has to be executed. So this is how setting up of an enterprise is done. So we will meet next in live class, and we will discuss more about this. Thank you.